Hello, everyone. Welcome to Drop Frames 115. Zeke, I actually looked it up.
You did?
I'm prepared when we have Jericho on here because he's professional. You know, I can't look bad in front of him. Yeah.
No, when we have Jericho on the show, you got to make sure all your fucking bases are covered.
Yeah.
Because shit gets chaotic.
I mean, the PMs that I'll get after the show, if it's not professional, Jericho's kind of a rude dude.
I am. I'm going to voice my opinion. You can't have anything less than perfect.
Yeah.
I don't deal with it.
He expects professionalism, so I try and give him professionalism. You know. Yeah. Co's out playing EverQuest or something right now. He's on his, I think he was calling it his dadcation, which is like a vacation where he just stays in his home and plays video games and doesn't have to tend to his kid. Yeah, he's playing. There's I
just jumped on that like recently too.
Yeah, there's a big expansion release on the progression server or something today. I don't know.
It's so crazy, like how rewarded I must. The loyal people to that game must feel right now.
What do you mean?
Because how long has that game been around?
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah.
And they keep producing new shit.
Well, they give you veteran rewards too. Like I have like an 18-year veteran reward because I found my old account.
Christ, what is that? Do they just?
They just give you a ton of like currency to like spend on a bunch of stuff. Like gives you like XP boosts and like rare stuff. That you
so have you been subbed for? By the way, we should introduce guests. Timmac, welcome to Drop Frames.
Hey, what's up?
First time on the show. You might have seen him.
You haven't been on this show before?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
I could have sworn you were.
Yeah, after 115 episodes, that happens a lot to me, Zeke. I'm like, you've been on the show before, right? And they're like, no, never, not once. Like, fuck.
Weird.
Well,
all right.
Yeah, you might have seen him doing some RP and stuff. We'll get to that in just a bit. But 18 years. So have you been paying for EverQuest for 18 years?
No. I just well, they moved in. What's the I forget the account you make now. It's through H1Z1. It's one of the Sony accounts, I guess.
A Daybreak account, maybe.
Yeah, that's it.
Something like that.
Daybreak, yeah.
Because that's who owns EverQuest now, right? Because they bought SOE.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yep.
Or maybe it's an
so
SOE
I logged
account.
into that, and it had all my old info in there somehow.
Huh. That's kind of sketch. Did it have your old credit cards? Or did they delete that?
It did have my old credit cards. I had to they were stuff from like back in New York. I used to live in New York.
Was it like your mom's credit cards? I mean, 18 years ago. That's you must have been like 12 or something. Yeah.
Jesus.
Man. Final Fantasy does stuff like that, but it's months or it's days rather. So I think I'm at like 600 days subbed or something, and that's it.
Oh, no shit.
I think Strippin' and Dodger are like 1,200 or something like that, and that's the best rewards. But
oh my god,
Jesus.
Really?
Yeah,
I heard they're adding another
very early, so I don't know if you have to say subbed or not. But I wasn't subbed the whole time.
Gotcha. What were you saying, Jericho?
I said I heard they're adding another tier. Actually, once you hit 6 years, they give you a body pillow of your favorite character.
No, of your character. They print your character on the body.
Yeah, you get to sleep, go to bed with your character.
Yeah,
yes.
And if you've changed races or anything in the game, that body pillow gets real weird.
It does.
It gets real weird.
You know what? I might say subbed if I got like a Lalafell punching bag or something.
Have you seen the rewards that you get for that, Zeke? Have you seen any of the rewards? There's like you get a fat chocobo head. You get a squall outfit in game. You get a cloud outfit. You get an Eris outfit. You get a bunch of minions. I think you might.
I've gotten like you were 30-day player or whatever, and I got like the shit in the mail. But that's the only loyalty shit I've gotten so far.
Yeah, yeah. You're still young. You can also pay in 3 months in advance, by the way, which is what I do to bump that up. So
that's what I did.
Yeah. Are you 70 yet, by the way? Quick Final Fantasy XIV update. Are you 70?
I got some stuff to say. We can get into that later.
Okay. All right. Before we jump into what we've been playing and all that stuff, I figured we'd talk with Timmac, have him kind of introduce himself, his stream for those that don't know, and how you got streaming. So let's start with that. How long have you been streaming on Twitch, and kind of how did you get started?
3 years. I'm hitting my 3 years sub anniversary kind of in like a couple weeks here, so but I got partnered fairly quickly. I started in like April and got partnered in like August.
Yep.
But I started off in Arma 3 or Altus Life. Came from DayZ mod, and all my buddies went over to Altus Life, and I switched over to that. I was like, wow, this is unreal, man. Just going in and just like talking. I got pulled over by a cop. We were on the back of like one of the apple picker trucks, And it was just this whole interaction. I was like, wow, this is a thing. This is awesome. I need to do this more. And then eventually I just got hooked up with Lyric in game and Jamal in the very beginning, Jamal Butterworth. He was pretty much hooked up with them. And then eventually they told me to pretty much go and, start streaming, because I was helping Jamal go and for a while there. So I was like, screw it, I'll just jump on and start streaming. Eventually it took, and kept going with it.
So
what was your first regular character?
My first regular character, it was just me. I didn't even know about RP in general. I was just
okay.
Because like in Altus Life, you didn't really have to do anything, so it just it was.
Okay,
I'm
not familiar with it.
So Altus Life, I mean, in case you guys aren't,
let me pull up a VOD if I can find it.
If you don't know of, I mean, it's pretty much the same thing with GTA now too, but it's pretty much cops, civilians, medics, and like you have like gangs and stuff. But you just roll around, make money. You could do, like farm drugs and rob people and shoot cops and stuff. And then if you get caught, then they'll throw you in jail for as long as 45 minutes in Altus Life. This was Arma 3 Life, I think, at this point. But
it's still the same. It still looks the same kind of.
But yeah, they upgraded from Altus Life to Arma 3 Life. They ported they got a new map in there. They customized it, and this is Lakeside, yeah. And eventually they got like a TeamSpeak plugin, so the voice quality was way better, and it just heightened the whole RP experience. Oh my god, there they go. But
so
yeah,
I don't watch a lot of RP or role playing whatever type of shows because
RP and or role playing.
No, I'm saying I'm saying like
he's just covering his bases,
or
Department
like
of Redundancy.
pen and paper role playing.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I don't really do the D&D stuff or anything.
Right, but what I'm saying is like I don't watch a lot of it because I'm a very jealous person, and I would watch someone and be like, oh man, I want to be in there, I want to be doing this, I
don't get in there, do it.
I know, but that's why I don't watch a lot of it. But like, because I'm gonna ask you some basic questions, like when you're in prison, what do you do? Like for 45 fucking minutes, you just sit there and fap it out.
If you're by yourself,
I know what Jericho does.
Watch clips. If you're by yourself, I usually watch clips, but normally I try not to get in too much trouble where it's not gonna be more than like a half hour.
Yeah.
So normally, like, ideally, I like to get in trouble with somebody, so then you can kind of continue the RP with that person in jail. That way it's a little bit, more manageable, and you don't have to be so down. It's not so much of a downtime, but I love getting in trouble, man, and it gets really hyped. Like you can see your viewer counts just start spiking as soon as you get like pulled over by a cop. People are like, "What's gonna happen?"
Right.
Turns into like an episode of Cops in a way.
Have you ever been the cop?
Yeah, in Arma I was, not here though. I've been doing GTA RP now, which is exactly the same thing. But the cool thing we got going on our community is we have all off-duty cops or retired cops or former cops. So these guys are legit. They have that tone that you normally hear from a normal cop, and they like put the pressure on you. They have like a stress management way they talk to you, so they can like get information out of you properly. It's insane.
Man, that would almost suck. I don't know if I'd want to be pulled over by an RPing actual cop.
it's fucking awesome, dude. That's how Eli got so big. He was the first like cop that was noticed.
Have I been pulled over?
So intense.
Is that what you said, Z?
Sorry, I cut off Timmac. I apologize.
No, it's all good. Go ahead. No, it's fine.
No, I'm just wondering, like, have you ever been pulled over by a cop? Either JP, Jericho, Timmac?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, a few times, yeah. Okay.
I only got pulled over once.
There's that, because I have too, and there's that voice that they have. Like, if you know a cop, off duty and on duty, they have that, it's like a mom voice, a dad voice. Like, there's that switch that gets, and it just like, anytime I heard my buddy would, like, use a cop voice, when he was in civilian clothes, it just sent a shiver up my spine because it made me it triggered shit in my head like, oh shit, I'm in trouble. Fuck.
Yeah, your heart sinks when they light you up, man. You're like, oh no.
I don't know if it's
I've got like 60 bags of weed on me right now. If they
yeah, no,
found
that's what I'm saying.
like
You can take a mental inventory of what's inside of your vehicle. You're like, okay, fuck, what do I got?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm just a weird person. I just get upset when I see the cop lights or when a cop starts talking to me. I get a sense of rage, like, God fucking damn it, I don't want to talk to you.
It's because you're never riding dirty, though.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. That
I've
makes
never
sense.
gotten pulled over once. I've
I-
never gotten a ticket.
Oh man.
No, so
I've
you know,
gotten-
I can't
I've
relate
gotten
to
one
this.
ticket. It
Where
was
do you
so
live?
bullshit.
You live in a.
I
you
live in LA, and I
Yeah,
used to
okay.
live in Baltimore. So let's not pretend like I'm not, you know.
No,
likely
I'm
to
just
get
saying,
pulled
like,
over.
we have like in smaller towns have more interaction with the cops because they
Oh,
ain't
yeah,
got
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
They ain't got shit to do, and they gotta like
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
meet a quota or whatever.
That's what happened to me. I was pulling out of getting a haircut, and my fucking awful car that I used to have, the only way I could listen to music was to take my phone, put it at the loudest volume, and then put it in the coin area on the car in this 86 or 67 Wagoneer that I was driving. So then it would hit the plastic and reverb throughout the car. That's the only way I could listen to music. So I was pulling out of the hairdryer, I was in the driveway, set my phone to the Pandora station, and put it down, and then took a left turn. And the cop was like, "You can't be looking at your phone." And I'm like, "But I was like 50 feet from where I parked, you asshole. Like, why are you pulling me over?" He's like, "Nope, I'm going to write you up." So,
Oh, he wrote you up for that?
Yep.
No way.
yep,
Oh,
I got a ticket.
Come on.
I got I think it was like a $200 ticket or $150 ticket or something like that.
Jesus.
Yeah, I rolled a stop sign in my neighborhood, and they like the neighborhood called the cops in to like actually hit that spot, and I rolled it, and I was like, damn. So I went into the court,
Mm-hmm.
you know, to fight the ticket a little bit, and I was like, dude, I haven't been pulled over in a long time. You know, I have no points on my record, whatever, blah blah blah. Can you make this a non-moving violation? I just paid the ticket and didn't get any points for it. So
That's good.
I got pulled over quite a bit because I used to drive. Well, I used to drive shit heaps, and shit heaps, you know,
Attract
like
attention.
stereotypically are filled with people who are not, you know, as gainfully employed, and as that
upstanding
goes,
citizens,
usually
yeah.
they use a lot of drugs or drink alcohol. So I got pulled over a lot, and I got pulled over so much that they suspended my license, and then I started getting no valid license, and then I couldn't afford insurance, so no insurance tickets too. And this was, I
my
mean,
God.
I haven't gotten one of those for like
Holy shit.
I want to say like 15 years. But back in the day, I bet I racked up like 4 driving while suspended and like 3 no insurance tickets. It was terrible. They love pulling my ass over.
Yeah. The worst experience I've ever had with law enforcement was when I was in like middle school or something, and my brother got pulled over for, I don't know, maybe running a red light or something like that. But he got pulled over, and the cop ran his plates, and he had a warrant out for his arrest because he didn't pay a ticket or something for like the past 6 months that my parents didn't know about. He was in high school at the time. So they took him to jail, and I remember at like 11 o'clock that night, I'm playing, I don't know, some fucking Super NES game or whatever the game was out at the time. And my parents came in my room, and they go, "Yeah, we got to go pick your brother up from jail." And I was just kind of like, "What?" And they left, and I had no fucking clue what was happening or why my brother was in jail. But I was just alone,
Oh,
like running through
God.
my head what the fuck was happening, trying to figure it all out. But then it was just,
God.
just the dumbest shit.
So what is going on here? What are you doing?
So what are we doing? Well, there was a pileup. I think someone went down, and then like traffic in GTA is just ridiculous. So it started piling up, and we knew there's going to be a point where one of these things was going to catch on fire and everything was going to explode.
So you're just waiting.
We were waiting for the fireworks to happen. So it'll happen eventually. I forget which one ends up catching fire.
Are you
but,
just a gawker, or are you a medic, or are you just
no, that's Shaggy right there. That's Shaggy Dankweed. That's the name of his character.
Shaggy Dankweed?
Yeah, he's a born an orphan on Grove Street.
Oh my God!
And then
All
he's
right.
just, so he named himself and everything. So that was kind of his gig. But yeah, Shaggy Dankweed.
Nice.
Are all those
Base
AI
stoner.
players down there?
No, all these up here, anyone with a number over their head is a player. When
Okay.
they're lighting up in blue, they're talking. But down there, most of them are probably going to be AI walking around. There may
What does that
be like a
number mean?
medic running around. What's that?
What does the number mean?
The number is their ID on the cert. There it goes. Here we go.
Oh, okay.
now the fireworks start. But yeah, so you can. It's a way to like hand money to people. So if I give cash to some number, then I can just hand it over to them. You use that number for like transactions and stuff.
Is Shaggy Dankweed a juggalo?
No.
Oh, come on.
No.
I gotta
That would
say,
be funny.
did you now? I gotta ask you.
I could evolve the character that way though.
I'm just wondering how deep the RP goes. Like Shaggy Dankweed, like if I were to assume, is not his Christian name. If I may use the vernacular, it's like Doc Holliday is not his
His
Christian
God-given name.
Is his name like Weatherby, Krychik or whatever? Like, does he have a real name?
I know that's the thing. He doesn't know who his parents are, so he had to end up naming himself. So I'm saying like most people,
Of course.
called him Shaggy because of his hair, and then he's like,
Okay.
I'll be Shaggy. And I love weed or so whatever, pot or whatever, and then he just comes up with his name and
Do you
have
waffles
a
up comes
voice?
in his brother.
Yeah, do you have a voice?
Yeah, Shaggy Dankery, dude. I'm just, he's a pretty chill guy. I even have the wig and everything. I do cosplay.
Dude, you're that cat that's like, yeah, you can come over and smoke with us, but please don't bring Shaggy.
No, come on. He brings the weed, dude.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's like we gotta bring him. He has all the weed. It's like, fuck, we gotta
He's
smoke
got
with
the
Shaggy tonight.
dankus.
You remind me of
You're that guy. It's like, what? Are you just gonna kick me out after I bring you weed? What's going on?
Remind me of have you seen the video Smoking with Kyle from, it's like old YouTube video. He does SNL stuff. You got to watch it. Smoking and Smoking 2. It's like a similar character. He's all about weed, but he doesn't smoke it. So he's like, yeah, dude, just fucking hand up a 1.5, dude. She deals.
Dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that might have been the inspiration a little bit. Yeah. I think I remember that subconsciously.
Let me ask you a question, because it seems like because I'm used to role playing, like pen and paper style role playing, where the dungeon master has kind of a laid out sort of plan for you.
Mm-hmm.
When you log in, what is your what's your idea? What's your plan?
It depends. Like, I also play like a mob boss character. Timmac is the other guy, and he's from New York. He talks like this all the time. So I'm trying to set up a group of people that, the family and all that kind of stuff. So eventually, you get like a story going where, you have conflicts with some people. Sometimes kind of how you left it off, because it's all improv. Some of it you can kind of script some of it if you're bringing a crew of people in to do a story together. But for the most part, it's all improv, and you got to just figure it out on the fly. And you just come up with ideas like, I'm going to go pick a bunch of weed, sell it on the streets. Maybe I'll, get in trouble with the cops. Maybe I'll steal a car and go do some dumb shit. And, if I'm running a stolen vehicle driving really fast, they can't really ID it, because all these cars are registered to you. So if a cop runs your plate, it'll come back to you. And so you have to be kind of creative with how you're going to, kind of trick them, or just be, one step ahead. Yeah.
They can run your plate.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
This
When they pull you over, they
the game goes real deep, dude.
They even have warrant systems. So if you got away and they know it was you, they can pull that up and see that you have a warrant on you, and they'll just snag you and throw you in jail.
Now, I'm like I said, I'm new to this, and I really want to know the most info I can. In order to be a cop, do I have to go to RP cop school?
Yes.
You do? I didn't know that.
They got to train you. You got to learn all the 10 codes, the policies, procedures.
Are you fucking kidding?
Oh, Zeke,
that's great.
Yeah.
They're
Just
super
spend
crazy.
some time and watch.
Yeah.
Eli obviously was the big one, but we're talking, Mike codes or walking
codes,
radio 10 codes,
Yeah.
and then they're calling out which cross streets in GTA they're on, and I'm sitting there holy shit, they actually studied, man. This is so bad.
And
I can't do it.
When they pull in real cops, they don't really need any training. They might need to learn the custom 10 codes you've been doing and all that, but yeah, it's
I would assume that if they pull in real cops, they just got to teach them the actual game itself.
yeah,
Probably,
pretty
yeah.
much, yeah.
What buttons to press and where shit is.
And GTA's the new hotness right now, man. That's been there's so many more broadcasters now, so it's kind of spreading out more. But
it did boom for that's kind of a question I'll ask you. There was a definitive boom probably 3 to 4 months ago. I think maybe is the correct time. But since then, do you think it's kind of started to decline viewership, or has it stayed about the same? Where is it at right now?
It's declining a little bit. A lot more partners are coming out of GTA. A lot of affiliates. So there's the spread in viewership is just going everywhere.
Yeah.
It's still pretty far up there in terms of game ranks, though. It's resurrected GTA on Twitch, that's for sure.
Sure, yeah. What do you credit that to? Is it just people kind of
RP? It's
well,
all RP. Even
no,
German, French.
I'm saying the in terms of the peak was definitely for like the RP and seeing that for the first time, but is the decline because people saw it for the first time and seeing it for the 10th time is kind of
been there, done that kind of thing. Sure, yeah. Okay. Maybe it's just the content's kind of running stale a little bit, but we're coming up with our own. We've been borrowing code. So this is mass exodus from a previous community SOE, and we built our own community called the Family RP. So we ended up doing that. We were borrowing code from one of the guys that I knew from Arma. He built his own stuff. He's like, here you go, take all the code I have and set your own server up for a little while. Meanwhile, we have our own dev team that's been working on the new set, so that's almost ready. So I think awesome. when that drops, it should be a pretty good, nice boost to everybody.
Yeah, from the outside looking in, that's something that's been really cool to watch with all this is that you guys did the smart thing and didn't try to go it for yourselves. You grouped together, banded together, and tried to create something so that everyone could be involved in it and create some hype around that, which is totally smart. Super smart way to handle all that.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun too. It's a lot of shenanigans, man. It's just jokes and laughs all friggin' night, man. It's one of the, and I like it because like there we go.
Yeah.
Oh no.
She ran and that bike exploded. It just sent me flying. But yeah, then you have to wait for like a medic to roll up now. So like you don't.
Oh, you actually? Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, medic or a cop. Then they're gonna ask you what's going on. If they feel like there's foul play going on, they'll search you. If you got any drugs? Like I had drugs on me right now. I just they didn't catch that though.
How many people are on server at a given time?
Right now, it's a limitation based on because of the AI always running. Like there's a ton of netcode behind having AI sync between all the players. So
the guy's just running over your head.
Running over your head.
Piece of shit. Yeah, so it's 32 right now, and I think there's a 64-man client coming in the future. So they're just rolling their new server code. It's using 5M. That's the framework to the server code.
Now,
yeah.
GTA is a pretty big map, right?
Yeah, Los Santos. Yeah, it's that big island. Yeah, it's awesome.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, is it not difficult to run into people?
The way you have the map set up, like you customize where you're gonna put all the key points, like a repair shop, clothing store, banks, parking lot, all this kind of stuff. So if you're smart with the whole thing, then you can just kind of put it in the right places, and you'll always interact with people.
Cool.
So you'll always have that coming and going and crossing by. But it's not too hard. I mean, everyone kind of knows where the spot is to kind of find people that aren't really doing anything. It's like picking up cheap labor. So you go pick them up, throw them in the back of your car, and let's go for
Sure.
So are you on like a, because I know I've heard of Family RP. Is that server do you guys help new players, or is it just like once you've RP'd for a little bit you might be able to get in? Or
right now it's an invite only thing based on because there's just not enough slots right now, so you can't really we can't just have a mass invite. So the server gets full at a certain time, and it's hard to get like EU and like super late hours. But I think in the future it shouldn't be too bad because we're going to set up public servers, and hopefully we can staff them and get cop forces on it. But once we get those public servers, then we can have an influx of new people that we don't know, and say, hey, you're good, come on in, and just start picking them out.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting dynamic in that sense now that you bring it up, because I'm sure people watch this and they're like, hey, I want to jump in, and you're like, hey, it's an invite-only server, sorry.
Yeah, it's awkward. There's so many people, even people on Twitch want to get in there.
Yeah,
and it's so like we can watch all the action like face pressed up against the glass, just like, oh, that looks fun.
Right.
Yeah. But I mean, if you have somebody who's bad at role playing or like breaks character, it ruins the entire thing.
That makes sense too.
You got to be careful with who you accept.
Totally. Yeah, that's why I guess the public servers would be probably just filled with a lot of trolls not RPing, and that would be a pain in the ass to staff, like you were just mentioning.
Yeah, if you have a good admin staff and a good force, public service can work pretty well. And there's a couple of them like Revolution. I always recommend that. They've got great custom code. It's got the TeamSpeak plugin, so you can like hear better voice and all that. And so it's pretty.
Just gonna choose a different part of that clip. Don't want to be in the strip club.
Yeah, no, I think it was okay here. Gotcha. but yeah, it's it's just it's so random, and you never know what you're going to get into, and it always stays fresh because the content of the people. So you never know, like, what the stories are driven based on, like, what other characters are around and what they're thinking about and what they want to do and what you want to do and how you can add to it. And once I hit RP, man, I thought it was just the freshest thing, and I knew it was something I could just do every day. And it's been, and it's not even here either. Like, you could do it any game that has VoIP. Like, I started, Reign of Kings, Ark, Rust.
Right.
There's all these different games that could that ended up boosting. Reign of Kings was a huge boost for me when in the very beginning too.
I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that.
A lot of content creators went in there.
I dabbled like a little bit, I guess. I forgot that I did like 3 days of RP and Arc.
Yeah.
And I actually met a couple of streamers in there that were RPing as well that I was unaware of, and now I'm good friends with.
Yeah, you make a lot of connections. I've met so many new people through all this. Just the community, you get a great community vibe, and like we go with the name The Family RP because we try to keep it like that. We try to keep it so we're always helping each other, even if you get into like a fighting game. Just it's all fam. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. I'm sure that there's always beef like that.
There's always drama, dude. There's always fucking drama with this shit too.
Of course there is.
You gotta have drama.
Yeah. What's life?
All right,
so game too, which is terrible.
Yeah, that's what I'm mentioning. I'm not talking about the in-game drama. I'm saying the out of game drama.
Yeah.
What were we gonna say, Zeke?
So for someone who might want to get into it, talking for a friend, what's the first step?
Oh, you just need GTA. You install GTA, you run it once, and then you get the mod. It's called 5M. You throw 5M in a separate folder. You run it, extracts a bunch of stuff. Once it's done, you'll run it, and it loads up GTA, and you get a server list.
And how do you pick the server if you're just new to it?
If you're new
to it, randomly,
just get recommended servers from people. Whatever you see, No Pixel, Revolution are the two I would probably jump on. But public servers are hit or miss. SOE is still running stuff too, so there's a bunch. And once SOE came out, it was like the only server you could go on, and then now there's like at least probably 20, 30, 40 communities out there, I'm sure. So there's more options to choose from. Jump in, walk around, just say hello. And
would you recommend building out a backstory for a character before you jump in, or would you recommend getting in there and kind of, so
I mean, if you're new, do yourself, but what I would normally say is like, if you're gonna do an in-depth character, I was just thinking about this last night. I want to like figure out like a character sheet that you can kind of like figure out what you want to do.
That'd be kind of cool, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what are their traits? Is he sensitive? Is he possessive? Is he like controlling? Whatever, you know what I mean? Kind of stuff like that.
Just get a sheet, one of those like Valentine's, like how well do you know your lover sheets? Because it's gonna ask you all those basic fucking questions, like what's his favorite food? Like what do you do on the free time? And you just fill it out, build a character. That seems like it could be a good idea.
Yeah, throw a little backstory in there. Yeah.
Just watch a lot of Newlywed Game.
Totally.
Honestly, yes.
Yeah.
And then maybe because I remember when I was interested in doing RP, I had to figure out if I wanted to do a voice or not, because if you fuck up a voice, or if you're doing a voice that's obnoxious,
it doesn't work. Yeah.
It doesn't work, right? So it's like, well, no, you might as well just stick with your voice, right? Yeah. Just start off as you.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
And I would settle on a voice that you can do for hours.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah. You can't do a voice that's gonna kill your throat because you won't
not
be
one
able to
that's
talk.
obnoxious. You don't want to be talking like this.
Yeah.
Are there any
to listen to it? Yeah.
Are there any pitfalls that you've been playing for a while? Are there any pitfalls that new players fall in that you would let them know to avoid?
Oh my God, just make sure your mic is not awful. Like that's the number one. Like your mic quality is number one. If it's off, it throws everything off. Get a decent mic if you're gonna get serious with RP. If you're gonna try to, especially stream it too. But that's a huge one. Just put an effort in. Just don't be like fucking talk. Like that's something that a lot of people don't do. They just sit there and watch. They just They
just want to join the game to be a part of it rather than actually like participate in it in that sense. Which makes sense, I guess, but.
Just put a good effort in, come up with ideas of stuff to do all the time. So when you're done, like if everyone's just sitting there looking at each other, just have something, have a plan. Always have some kind of plan. And that's the hardest part, is coming up with a plan, because you never, like, he's like, oh, I did this a million times. What am I going to do now? You have to be creative with like a story, like start a little bit of friendly drama with somebody, just to like, so next time you see them, rat to the cops, like, you know, snitch to the cops or something. And then like, they know you're the guy who put him in jail. And then you have this feud. So next time you see him, you get that little tension, and you know,
Makes sense.
you got to build a story around it.
Is there a good like starting quote unquote occupation that would be good for beginner? Like, because I've heard like taxi driver's a good one.
Yeah, you could do taxi drivers. They have postal, trash pickups. What else?
Garbage man?
Yeah, you can be guardsman. Yeah, that's a new one. Yeah.
What?
You can go
What
on
would
medics.
you do with it? It seemed. Listen, picking up trash, honorable
Someone's gotta do it.
profession. But
Actually, it makes the most
seems
money.
like
Picking up virtual trash, the worst
but it's not. It
profession.
doesn't seem like it's rife for like RP.
yes.
Why not though? You could
Truck drivers, yeah.
You
So
can
that's
start disposing bodies and shit. You can be a nefarious trash truck driver, deliver drugs. Like, I don't know, man. It's a cover profession.
Yeah.
You have to program that in though to hide the bodies though.
Oh,
That's
do
like
you?
so that's like one of those things. But yeah, I wanted that. I've always said that I wanted that, because Timmy McApone has like waste management. I totally based him off Gandolfini and Sopranos, and yeah, like waste management. If like, oh, it could be, it could be a service that you could provide. Hey, you got a body down? We could come up before the cops show up, load the body up, take it out, and yeah.
Great.
That'd be
Now
awesome.
that's another question I had as far as like currency goes, like money.
Straight up money, yeah.
It's just cash.
I'm just wondering, like, because I know people play GTA and they know how to game the system and get like $1 billion. Like, how do you work around
People
that?
min-max it, but you can't like use those. I mean, we'd obviously ban people, because 90% of the people are streaming it. If we saw something like that, it'd just go, you're out. But it's pretty much grindy. Sometimes you can be creative, and I like to do like admin events. Like we handed my guy like 500K, and I was just handing out money to everybody that just gave good RP and was doing some sort of business. Like some people are trying to do like a gambling ring, or like everyone wants to do underground fighting or whatever, racing. Just standard businesses, like, you know, Shaggy wants to do weed shop, or he's selling weed on the street or whatever. It's so there's plenty of ways to make money. Some of it does take away from RP though. If you do like a truck driver job where you just lone wolf out to like dropping off like, you know, trailers wherever the hell you are, it kind of takes away, because then you're taking that person, which is 1 out of 32, and they're not talking to anybody. So then you lose that interaction from him. So there's a balance of jobs versus if they're good RP jobs or not.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And there's no permanent death, right? So if I like
You can. It's optional to the player.
Oh, okay. It's optional to the player though. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Classy Packs, he just had he had this like serial killer type of character where he's out in the woods, like bringing people on nature trail walks, and he's talking about the birds, and he's got this creepy whistle. Really is this is Richard Oakes. Classy's one of the best backstories, just like cinematic style of everything. He's got like, he goes and buys music, so it's all that kind of stuff.
That's cool.
So he's got like a soundtrack to his characters, and then he hatchets people up in the middle of nowhere, leaves them out there, goes.
That sounds amazing, actually.
Yeah, it's awesome.
No, the thing that I like, when you were talking about your character, Timmy McApone, is that right?
Yeah.
It's like, I immediately was like, I could jump in, or what my first character would be like, I want to be a button man. You know, I want to be like, a hitman for the mob, you know?
And that's tricky. Doing hitman style, I think it has to be agreed. Like, that's the problem. Like, if you bring someone in the organization, you want to try to kill them off, and you kill them, and then they wake up and they remember everything, right? So like, there needs to be like an unwritten rule within the organization. Like, hey, if I kill you out of the family, you have to forget everything that happened. Just so you know, you can keep the story authentic, and you don't have to worry about like moles and all that kind of crap.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Zeke, you sound
you
pretty
have to
into
agree
it.
on this.
Well, dude, you know me, I'm a role
Yeah,
player.
I know,
I love
big
it.
RP guy.
You're good with improv too, man.
When it came up, I was like, this sounds great. And then I kept putting it off, and now I'm like, you're late to the game, man.
Yeah,
Just
there's
don't even bother.
There's definitely a barrier of entry though to playing. Like it takes some time to get things set up for sure. It's not just a plug and play. Which
and also I haven't played GTA 5 since it came out on consoles.
Yeah.
And how many
It's
times
not
like
hard. It's really easy
5,
game to
6
pick
years
up.
ago, something
No, it was
like
like
5
6
years old.
years ago.
Yeah.
It's old,
I have
dude.
no idea.
Holy shit, you're right. Oh
Because it
my
came out on
God,
consoles
it looks
first, and then it
great,
came out on
though.
PCs
What
a year
the
later.
Fuck, I completely forgot that it was that long ago. I thought it was 20. I think it's 2014 right now. So
2013.
wow, 4 years.
Okay.
It still looks awesome, man. I still don't see a better game with a better like realistic environment yet.
Sure.
It still looks awesome, man. It still looks fucking awesome.
I mean,
sunsets, the rain, the thunderstorms. Like you can even throw snow in there if you want.
I think it's still to this day the #1 game in terms of non-mobiles that makes the most money, like month over month, year over year, just because so many people are spending so much
shark
fucking money.
cards, dude.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
that's why Rockstar hasn't made a new
What do you spend
game.
real money on in this game?
Nothing.
Yeah, probably nothing.
Not
You know what?
here. Not in RP because it's all customized.
Okay.
So if you go online, if you do GTA on, and that's their big thing when they had the whole. Did you hear about when they shut down? Was it Take 4? Was it called?
One of the other
what was
mods
it?
or whatever.
Open 4.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they shut down the whole because that was a big mod site where you could download mods and do all this stuff with it. And then I think the parent company or the whatever investing company
Take-Two.
of Rockstar's Take-Two,
Yeah.
yeah. They shut them down, and Steam reviews it went overwhelmingly negative, like overnight because of that.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
then they ended up pulling it out and they let them go again. But yeah, it was. They
It's
know that
dicey.
a lot of people are buying the game because of this shit right
Well,
now.
that's what I want to ask. Like, are you guys nervous at all that Rockstar one day could just wake up and be like, "Hey, we don't like
Yeah.
this anymore. You'd stop fucking doing this, or we're gonna send a cease and desist and fucking ask for some money because you guys are, you're making a living off of our game and we're getting nothing for it except maybe people buying it, but there's no way
They're
to
not
tell
gonna
those
do that.
sales."
They can't. I mean, look at YouTube, right? Like all the big YouTubers on GTA are all mods.
Sure.
They're not going to do that. That was something that Activision, funny enough, floated the idea of back with Call of Duty, like way back. I'm talking 2010, 2011, and like it never got farther than the PR department. They're like, why in the fuck would you ever do that? That is the dumbest. Like, look at what Nintendo claims a portion of earnings, and they
Right.
are unanimously hated for it on YouTube. Like, it's not the same on Twitch, but you just don't play Nintendo games on YouTube. So yeah, they wouldn't do that.
It's got to be such a weird situation, I would think, for them though, like as a business to watch, something that they have zero control over and make zero money off of just kind of boom. Like I see their side of it, but it's also just like, fuck. Like they can't do anything. You're right.
Free advertising.
Yeah.
I mean,
Free advertising.
if you get the game in their hands, that's number one. Like you need to do that before
You
they
gotta
can
buy
make
it
money.
first.
And I'm sure
Yeah.
they're making quite a bit of money off shark cards right now. Just
Oh, they're
based off
making-
people that are doing RP. Like
Yeah.
they come in for RP and then they go online with their buddies or something, and then they're just like, oh, no, I want to do heists and do all this stuff with my friends, and
Do the other stuff.
then
Yeah.
you just I mean, you get the game.
Did I miss you explaining what shark cards are?
Shark cards are like just pretty much you're buying money
Yeah.
for online.
Yeah, like $100 real, and then it'll turn into $1 million or whatever.
I'll be right back real quick.
I love spending
The
money.
immersion is broken. He's not actually in front of a blue-ish.
What's
ocean
behind the
of-
curtain?
Yeah.
I've seen it. There's a man behind the curtain.
Yeah, those are all.
That's
his,
actually not
his
JP
knickknacks.
talking. He's just he's just moving his mouth to the
Yeah.
to the wizard behind the curtain.
You're a fraud. Big phony.
Well, no, here's I had those like the 3M hooks or whatever, that have the sticky tape on one side.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And someone was cleaning the house, and I guess they like knocked it off and then decided to throw it away for some fucked up reason. So now I just have electrical tape holding it, but
Monster.
it falls like every 24 to 48 hours on the corners.
That's what I got up here. Electrical tape and 3M Velcro.
Yeah, mine that's like kind of holding the entire rest of the green screen. That corner is where all the weight is, so it just falls every now and then. There's nothing I can do. But Yeah. Anyways, what about this is something that kind of is interesting to me in the sense that you look at something like PlayerUnknown's Battle Royale, right?
Yeah.
Battle Royale is a mod that lived.
Battlegrounds.
Battlegrounds. Sorry, Battlegrounds is a mod that lived first on Arma, then went to H1Z1, and all that stuff. Do you think that there's a potential? Thanks,
What
Zeke.
the fuck?
Thanks for that.
Oh, you can hear that shit?
Yes.
I knew it. I need to install an update or Skype or something because this
Just turn your
not
aux
what
down.
it's not the same setup as or channels as it was last week. And for some reason I can't find the correct channel.
Oh.
Because when I was sliding the volume up and down, I went, why did it move from this channel to this channel on my mixer? Fuck.
It's probably just aux or something like that. But
Yeah.
do you think
Sorry
someone
about
could
that.
basically make a game just like PlayerUnknown did and
They are.
make it RP focused where there's no bullshit? You just install the
Identity.
game and you're good to go. Like, is that kind of the holy grail for the end game for this type of thing?
Well, I'm excited because I like that there's so much attention to in-game RP now. Like, it wasn't really a thing in people didn't like, because I was doing an Arma and they didn't give any sort of recognition to it.
Right.
And
And it's still even a pain to install all that shit, right? Like, you still have to install.
That's the worst. It's
Yeah.
the fucking worst. That one's the worst out of all of them. But Identity RPG is one of them coming out. They're slow going, but those are the same guys that I got started on Altus Life. That's Asylum, and they've been developing. I saw them down at PAX East last year, they're working on it. They're coming up with a standalone thing. Same kind of model, but using UE4.
Yeah.
Huh. That'll be cool. Any roadmap, release date, anything? I mean, yeah.
Probably
Okay.
not.
One of those.
They have like a ticker. They're doing a Town Square module, which you can get in there. They got like karaoke bar. You can go to your apartment that you may have backed them with. I've spent like $250 on just because I like the guys. I knew them. They helped me get started on Twitch and all that for just coming up with the idea.
Yeah.
And so they're building, and I'm sure there's gonna be other games coming out too. I don't know yet, but I still think GTA is pretty fucking awesome for it. As long as you can unlock the player counts, the world looks amazing.
Yeah,
The
that's kind of
environment
something.
still looks-
Now that I said that, like, I
do you
guess you can
compete with it,
apply
though?
RP to any game, and the
Anyway,
only
yeah.
reason that it's so good in GTA is because GTA is just the best world for it. right?
relatable.
Yeah, and it's relatable, right? Like it's the best simulation for an RP environment, in that sense.
Oh, it's
just
amazing. Oh god.
just like
Okay,
Reign of
that's
Kings
cool.
was, because it filled that medieval fantasy style world, and
Yeah.
it worked for that. So
Wild West Online is another one. It looks a little janky right now, but it's like a Western style. Like I want something like Westworld. I think that'd be fucking awesome.
yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
It'd be sweet. Could you imagine?
I think it would be
fucking
fun,
awesome.
yeah, if they did like a VR. I've always kind of wondered
VR,
what.
yeah.
They had that. They had.
Yeah.
Alt Life or Alt. Was it Alt Life?
Second
Fuck, I
Life.
can't- No. This was Alt Space. That's what it was called.
Oh, I
You-
remember
you
Alt
could-
Space. Yeah.
It was dope, but like it actually just got shut down.
Oh, really?
But they were just shedding money. They never monetized well. It was kind of, I don't know. Sucks, but
That makes sense. Yeah, maybe
it
with
just came back last night. Never mind. Lied to you all.
there you go.
Okay.
Maybe with Red Dead 2, they'll work in some sort of thing that would be like RP
yeah,
focused.
that's the big hype. Yeah, that's what. But you never know because Red Dead didn't even come to PC,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's
Red
where you
Dead
get all the
2.
modding and all that kind of shit too, right?
That's very true.
You don't get it if it doesn't come to PC. We're fucked. But
It would be kind of
Can you
cool though
imagine?
if they just said like, "Hey,
Awesome.
we're gonna put in like 10 RP servers because it's gonna cost us nothing just to label a server RP, and we'll see what happens." Like that's all they would have to do in Red Dead 2.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll make this promise right now. If they do Red Dead RP, I'll be there first day.
I will. Yeah, I will.
yeah.
I will also hop on.
It'd be pretty fun
Yeah.
for sure.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
But,
I'm really hoping it comes because that's the one genre or like theater that you just hasn't been done yet.
Yeah.
we have to get Red Dead
Space.
2 first though. We
Right.
actually have to get the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
want
true.
Western and I want like space, like
Space
RP.
would-
Imagine
Well,
like
is it
hailing
like-
a ship and like having them come up on screen and be like, Oh, it'd be fucking awesome.
A lot of people are saying Star Citizen. Is there any
I was just about
RP?
to
Oh,
say
right.
in Star Citizen? Like, are there RP crews in there?
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, it's got VoIP.
Yeah, I guess it would.
It's got
I
a
guess
massibe. That would be the one for me. Yeah.
Yeah. If that game ever actually finishes.
Yeah, whenever. Yeah, when the fuck ever that
whatever
comes
the
out.
fuck they're doing. I wonder if they're still. We always do these check-ins on Star Citizen and then just talk shit about how it's never going to finish instead of actually talking about the game. I just want to
That's the
see
meme right
what
now.
they're making on a day-by-day basis because they have all that. You can go on their website and look to see how much they've earned. But I don't know. They haven't they usually release incremental updates on like how much they're earning. Here it
That's
is.
all they really released.
So the best
hey, we're
recent
making more money, guys.
the best recent day was $41,000
Wow.
In a
really?
day?
in
That's
a day.
pretty chunky.
In
On
a
the
fucking day?
it was on the
That's
13th.
I mean,
The 13th. So 3 days ago
What
they
is
made
this?
$41,000.
What is
Holy
this?
shit.
The game's cosplaying Lyric? It's crazy.
It's all those microtransactions, which are fucking $10,000.
Yep. Yeah.
All the is that really the micro transaction of $10,000?
Can you even call it that?
Yeah, no, that's a macro transaction. That's just you're just buying things then.
The best
Well, you're buying
month
these big ass like
was-
cruisers and shit that you can fit like crews of like 15, 20, 30 people. I don't even know how many people.
Oh, I've heard stories about like people getting these and then immediately just getting attacked and their ship gets destroyed. And it's like hundreds of hours down the drain just because, people can't stand other people having shit.
Yeah, the
Oh,
best
thank
month
you.
for them was 2.7 million in May.
Whew.
That's
Well-
fucking crazy.
They have nothing to show for it yet.
I gotta make an early access game, guys. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
All
No,
you
no,
need is
no,
a
no,
title and
Jericho.
a shitty, like out of game image.
You're a
You're right.
YouTuber, so you make a mobile game. You don't make a
You're right.
early
I gotta
access.
make
You
a
go
mobile
mobile.
game.
Yeah,
You're right.
yeah. What are
That's
you
so
doing?
much easier.
You got to stay on brand. It's so much easier.
I'll do
to
that
make
right
mobile.
after I write a diss track.
Yep, exactly. Just get
Yeah.
to work. Get to work.
and then talk shit on Twitter and go and
What else do you do in a day? You gotta fill 8 hours of your life with something entertaining because you only spent an hour editing, not even editing the GTA race you just uploaded 7 of.
And I just want to say, I'm sorry, my bad. I was mixing up my space games. I was thinking of Eve.
Oh, E.
okay.
Oh, there's
Eve
probably
is
RP and
insane.
Eve. There's definitely RP and Eve.
There's
Like,
it
gotta
VoIP,
be. Eve is
though?
insane.
I would think that the RP and Eve is less RP and more just people like
Living.
doing spy shit and like saying that they're a part of this group when they're actually not for like years. Because like those stories have come out before where people have like been a part of a corporation or whatever the fuck they call it, and then they just steal everything from that corporation, say go fuck yourself and leave. And those are the best fucking things to read about in that type of game. Because it's
That and the wars.
yeah, the war, because that's usually what starts the wars. Is that shit'll happen, and then like a week later, you'll hear about some giant fucking space battle where so and so's fighting so and so, and X amount of real money was lost in the fight because they can do the conversion and stuff. There hasn't been one of those for some time though. I wonder when the next one is. It's always fun reading about the Eve drama.
Yeah, it was like most expensive fight in history. It was like last year.
Oh
wasn't it?
yeah, yeah.
That thing came out, and I was just staring at it like, holy fuck.
Yeah, yeah. That
All right.
Eve is a nightmare. I've tried to dabble in Eve before, and it's just a fucking nightmare. Just through and through a nightmare.
Yeah, I never touched it. I knew it looked like a time sink. I was like, I don't have the time for it. I can't do it.
Yeah, a lot of people say it's a spreadsheet game when you first start out, so you can just like get money quick and then get a bigger ship, etc. But anywho,
The Eve anime war. I'm cracking up. They
yeah,
started
that was the big
anime.
one. The Eve anime war. Yeah, that was the biggest one, I think. I think that was the biggest war in Eve Online.
Gotta stop the weebs.
Something like that. Something like that.
Put them down.
Well, cool. In terms of what else you stream, is it all RP these days? Is that kind of your main thing, or
That's my core focus is RP.
Okay.
It's kind of pigeonholes you a little bit, especially when you try to like do other stuff like. But I mean, you're talking about Battlegrounds and stuff. Like I already talked to PlayerUnknown about like what's gonna happen. Like he's like, yeah, I'm gonna make a model, and I guarantee you there's gonna be RP behind it too.
right?
So so they can use that engine, and it's gonna look great. I mean, custom maps, I think eventually, and
Yep.
I'm sure you'll see better Daisy there. Just because
DayZ had RP, a lot of RP too. Like when I remember when I was playing, almost half the players you run into had somebody RPing at some point. So I mean, I didn't hear it. That's the first time hearing about it. That'd be awesome if you're
Yeah.
gonna work on that.
No, I guarantee you it's going to be a thing.
Hell
so,
yeah.
so that might be my way to get into some of the, start chopping through the skilled players a bit.
Right.
Because
Right.
I can't shoot like that, so I'm never going to go anywhere with that game. But
Yeah, I mean, I guess Tucker, you've probably been only playing PUBG the past couple of weeks, right? Is that your life now?
I mean, I've been playing like Besiege and Rocket League and shit, but yeah, that game because they just updated to first person, so it's been
Man.
mine. I'm addicted.
I'm in the hate phase right now of PUBG because it's such a love-hate game, I feel.
Why?
I spent 5 hours in the game yesterday, and in those 5 hours, I only walked into a building once with a gun in it. I found 11 pistols in a row in one game.
really,
I could not, for the life of me, ever find a gun that wasn't a pistol.
Seems like you don't know where you're looting, boyo.
I was landing
Yeah.
Rozhawk. I was landing on all the popular spots. I would go the non-popular spots. I'd go fucking anywhere in the map.
there's
No
a
matter
map,
what I
dude,
did.
that tells you about all like the gear, like
yeah,
tiers and
hot
stuff.
zones.
Yeah.
The loot fairy is a temptress. Fucking Zeke.
Never heard that
yeah,
hum.
that was Zeke. It's it's interesting. I have had games where you run through and you're like, I can't find a scope, but at the same time, I've had games where I run in and I've got AR suppressors. I had a whole team with AR suppressors from houses. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I just first person did a really good job mixing it up. I'd put 350 hours in third person, and first person they did a good job with the FOV slider. The only problem that I have is your character's about 4 feet tall, so it's
Yeah.
like you can't shoot through a fucking first story window. You're like,
Oh
eye
no, that
level
fucked
with
me
the
yesterday
bottom of
too.
it.
I was in one of those.
yeah,
I was in
yeah.
one of those houses that have the bars, and so on the windows. So anytime I would like shoot across, hit the bar, I'd crouch, hit the bar. I just couldn't do anything. I'd try to get up on the
So
bed. I'd
frustrating.
shoot. It'd hit the fucking bar. Every single one of them would have been headshots, but it was just
So
in the
frustrating.
goddamn window. They need to change
Yeah.
that shit a little bit.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
need
the
to.
CQC is a little tricky, that's for sure.
It's the scaling, right? Because like it's built for third person.
Yeah.
Fucking Zeke.
Zeke, number one rule of streaming and doing shows: do not fuck with audio in the middle of the show.
No, it's just a cord came unplugged. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Oh, did it?
Gotcha.
Did it?
Yes, it did. I'm sorry. I apologize. My
Gotcha.
bad.
No
Jesus.
problem. No problem. It's, just-
Crucify me.
it's triggering. All right. I've had to deal with Jeff for 5 years. I don't need another one in my life. Zeke, please don't be the next Jeff. Okay. You can work a mic. You're already ahead of him. Just don't start unplugging shit. But yeah.
No, I
don't know.
realized what happened. No, I was moving my lights around, and one of the cords caught from the back of the PC and pulled it out.
Oh.
That would
Yeah.
make sense. That would make sense. Yeah.
Yep.
That's why we heard that hum. But yeah, PUBG. I don't know. First person definitely
have
is
you
good.
Have you been playing with squads or
Yeah,
solo or what?
We were doing duo squads yesterday, me and Ann for about 5 hours. And
nice.
pretty much every game was land, find a pistol. Oh, the guy that lands next to us found the gun. I'm dead. Let's restart. Oh, land, find 11 pistols in a row. Oh, the guy next to me found a gun. I'm dead. Let's restart.
This is from 2 days ago. This is a squad. I was getting pissed because I was playing with Nanners and Hutch and Tabe. And this was one of those games where I would literally die first every single time, and then they'd all live till the end. And I'm like, God damn it!
Yeah.
But maybe that's why I like it. Maybe I like it because it's frustrating at times, but
There is definitely still the addiction, like the drip feed of success that occurs in this game where once you have success and once you get decently far, you're like, all right, let's go again. But at the same time, it's one of the most infuriating games I think out right now.
yeah, new maps coming out in like 4 or 5 months. They teased that shit stupid early.
Yeah.
Which made no sense to me. They're like, look, we're working on new content.
Do you remember when
months down the
H1Z1 teased the snow map like a week
Yeah.
or so in development and we still haven't seen it yet?
yeah, I do remember that.
That's why I'm so happy. Like, what's great though is that PlayerUnknown. He's like one of my Arma guys. He made it from
Yeah.
Arma.
Right,
And,
right.
that's one of those things where it's like it's a big win for the community, and he killed it, man.
Yeah.
They H1Z1 took him, but they didn't make anything out of it.
Yeah.
They did for a little bit. They
They,
did a little bit, yeah.
I think they're still doing just fine, probably better than just fine, just because of the release in China. They're probably making a shit ton of money over there.
Okay, yeah.
But there's definitely been some drama, I guess you could say, with the community kind of being a little bit upset with the microtransaction stuff going live for Gamescom when they said they wouldn't do that. And There's definitely something to be said about that. They're kind of going back on what they said, but at the same time, you don't have to buy that shit. Like, it's voluntary to buy that shit. So
I know,
Bro,
yeah.
I made
Is it
so much
cosmetic?
money. Yeah, well, it is cosmetic, and the shit you get, like, look at what I'm wearing, like a bright yellow suit.
Right.
You know, this isn't. People were worried that you're gonna get camo and shit. And while I opened 4 boxes or whatever, and in the 3rd box I got a schoolgirl outfit, which currently sells
you
for
got
like
the skirt?
$400. So at a certain time, I've got the because I pre-ordered the game, so I got the jacket, the everything. I could be wearing $1,400 in clothing in the game, and it's just like you're just like, all right, well, but yeah, I think
Well, just
a lot
having
of
the
their
partnered like trench coat is just
yeah
people want that shit too.
swaggy.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that a lot, going back to what you said about the issues, or I guess not the drama, a lot of it could have been solved by player unknown just not
Saying
trying
that
to be
stuff.
his PR department. Like you have a PR team for a reason.
Yeah.
For a reason. You got to use them, or if you don't, you need to hire one, because all of this was completely avoidable
Right.
if they had just not said anything. Like if they had just said, "Hey, we're doing this," blows over.
Yeah,
But,
I'm pretty sure he was. I want to say those statements came out on this show when we had him on right when
They
PUBG
did.
came out.
They did.
So
And
sorry about that, Brendan.
yeah.
That was
But,
your own damn fault.
It's Reddit too. You're not gonna please the hive
Oh
mind
my
of Reddit.
God.
That subreddit is so bad sometimes.
Yeah.
Is there a good subreddit on Reddit anywhere?
Yes, there
There's
are
definitely some good
many.
ones. I mean, there's always a bad part to something, right? Like you can focus on the
Right.
bad part of anything, really. I will also say, like, where do you stand, Jericho, on like the whole stream sniper thing? Because there's been a lot of streamer drama with
Okay.
that shit.
Oh
Look,
man,
I'm
that
not
is fun
afraid.
to watch.
That is so funny.
There's a
Every
lot of
streamer-
stream drama with that shit.
I should say right now, I have a tweet that ages so well every single time this comes up, and it's, I will do consulting for any streamer if you would like to. Pay me $250, and I will make sure that you stop fucking yourself up, because you're all idiots and none of you are good at this.
Right.
Like, Jared Summit, come on, bud, you got me. I just like. Stream sniping is an inherent part of any game you're playing online. That is the problem, or not the problem. That is the risk you take as a streamer, and it sucks and it's frustrating, but stop giving them attention. There are things you can do to avoid it, or at least partially avoid it. And
Right.
at the end of the day, like, it's not the game's fault for you broadcasting your location. Those people are dicks, but it should never be on the game dev team to interject and stop it, unless there is such conclusive evidence that it is, like, this guy has killed you 7 straight games, every time teabags you, and is like on the mic going, "I'm stream sniping you." Sure, like, I get it, but just, it was so dumb. And it doesn't help that the biggest streamers tend to be the ones that are the most vocal,
yeah.
and also the least eloquent with how they're trying to explain themselves.
It was pretty funny watching
it's so satisfying for the person that's doing it.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
Once it
Oh,
once it
yeah.
happens,
Yeah.
oh my god, I would sit there, like, if I was that stream sniper, I would sit there and be like, I just got him. Oh my god. Oh
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
What? Zeke, we can't monetize this anymore. You jerked off on camera, all right? YouTube's not gonna let us monetize.
Right.
You can't monetize anything on YouTube anymore. I saw your tweet.
It's very true. It's very true.
I mean, look, I'm now that I'm gonna say this when I go and stream, it'll probably happen. But I've run into one stream sniper in the entirety of the time that I've played PUBG. One.
Yeah.
And during that time, the guy drove out to me, shot me, and him and his friend teabagged me, and then the next game they did the same thing. And it's like, okay, like, that happened. It didn't bother me too much. I was just like, oh shit, okay, next game, get in the next game,
Right.
whatever.
Well,
and they stopped because I'm not like,
here's the
you
thing.
fucking-"
It's
Now, someone brought up a good point in chat.
Okay.
PUBG owes a lot of the popularity. I don't know. I mean,
No,
let
I
me
already
ask
know
this.
where
Let me
it's
ask
going.
this first.
Okay. God.
Does PUBG owe a lot of its popularity to popular streamers?
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. Now,
Sure, yeah.
do
We
you
know
think
that.
do you think that some onus should be on them to help with that?
No.
No.
Wait. No. Fuck. No. No.
Okay.
It's fucking stupid.
Yeah, not at
Anybody who
all.
thinks that PUBG might owe things to the streamers for like getting them for helping with popularity, but what they don't owe anything past having a functioning good game. Like I don't understand that. Like, does Rockstar owe stuff to RP? They don't have to do anything because it's us using their thing for content. We're benefiting from it.
Yeah,
like
it's a one-way thing going.
Yeah, if anything, it's a mutually, we owe them, you know, and they owe us. So like, I guess it's even. What's the point? Like, no, they don't. God, I hate that idea.
We're doing well for we're allowed to do this as a job because of stuff like this. So
right.
You know.
I think the biggest thing is that it's literally a giant circle jerk in the sense of if someone stream snipes you, you make a big deal about it. People will watch you because you're making a big deal about stream snipers. The stream snipers will say, hey, he's making a big deal. I'm going to continue stream sniping. And it's just a giant fucking circle of the snake chasing its tail as they're just like, wham, being stream sniped. Oh, let's stream snipe him again. Oh, he's blowing up about stream sniping. Wham, being stream sniped. Oh, let's go stream snipe again. That's all it is.
The reaction.
Yeah.
Well,
Timmac knows.
So if one of those stops, then the entire fucking circle stops. So stop fucking making a big deal about stream sniping. And you're done. Like, and you just move on with life.
I've seen this argument too. A lot of people saying like, well, I'm trying to go for leaderboards. I'm doing this. Like, if you're playing a game competitively, just like Summit would literally stream his competitive CSGO matches, you put a delay on. Does that ruin the chat experience? Yes. But if you're going to try and win or do, you know, things seriously, you're not engaging with chat. And if you are, it's like every now and then you can glance over and be like, what's up, man? It's just so dumb. But
then again, like it goes, just a thought occurred to me that if I were doing it and I were like a top level player or like at least a skilled player of PlayerUnknown Battleground, and people were starting to stream snipe me, I might get in my head like maybe I should make a big deal out of this because people love that shit.
Oh, totally. There's a business feedback when you make a big deal like that and show up somewhere, you know, on a Reddit post with 1,000+ comments on it, because of course there's a business feedback for that. People are going to come tune into your stream to see you cry about it. Like
it also the funny thing is like I've seen a lot of negative press for like Grims and Doc and Summit, but the negative press isn't hurting them in any way, shape, or form. So like
no bad publicity.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I feel there's a difference in each three of those people when it comes to making a thing. Disrespect knows what he's doing. Grims just complains to complain. And Summit doesn't know what he's doing.
No. I think
like
Summit,
that's harsh, but I think that's probably how it actually works.
I think that Summit doesn't care at all.
That's probably better.
It's fine.
Yeah.
He just hit a point. He hit a stride in his career where he's like, I don't fucking care. I'm just.
You might be right.
You know?
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
that makes a little
no,
sense.
I actually saw like what lengths people go to, and just watching a different stream, and I was watching and I was typing in chat like, why is this person driving up and down the middle of this city honking their horn as loud as they can? And I went, I don't understand. Like they're just making themselves a target. It's like they're stream snipers. I went, what? Yeah, so they can hear the honking on the stream. I went,
yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
To Summit's credit.
Fucking effort.
To Summit's credit, there's a clip of him killing someone yesterday, and as he's killing this person and trying to or as he's knocking down this person, he can hear his stream coming from their microphone.
Oh yeah.
So it's definitely fucking happening. And trust me, if I was in that situation, I'd be furious as well. But that's funny as shit.
Yeah, that's hilarious. It's also not hard. Like people need to understand if you play this game for 100 hours, you might like right now, I know exactly where I am on the map without pulling up the map. Anybody who's played this game is going to look at where I am and go, all right, he's on the hill, over by
That's why only a delay will work.
Right. Yeah.
So,
well, the idea of a delay, I think that's people are always like, just put a delay on. Like, you actually can't. Like, they just don't work. Well, no, you can, but like, delays don't work for streamers. It's just a bad idea.
No, I agree.
Like what you were saying though before is like if you're gonna be like one of those skilled types of people, like where you're really good at the game and you're trying to just win, a delay probably could work because there's different types of streamers. You got your really good ones. You're
the ones that suck.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, then your personality. So, I mean, that's you can't have a delay with a charismatic type of community atmosphere.
Yeah,
but yeah, when you have like a skilled guy, you just delay it, and then you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, it is kind of fun to watch kind of the game get bigger and bigger, but these type of problems that have been, I think, occurring in streaming for the entirety of streaming as a industry start to pop up more and more in this.
You're allowed to be frustrated by it. Just shut up and stop trying to like make it such a big deal. Like just deal with it. I don't know.
Sure.
How many kills do you guys think they, like the Grims and the Docs and all that? How many kills do you think they get extra because you have
people charging at them? Probably true.
Back when Ninja played H1Z1 and that was like the squeeze, and that game was literally the game was an aiming sim. Like you just get a shotgun and an AR, and then you get in a car and you drive to find people to shoot at. I was watching, them drop 30 or 40 kills in a 100-person game, and I think maybe 5 or so would be like very clearly like coming at them specifically to stream snipe. But that's only, and I use air quotes around only. That's not like, I see people going like they get 40% of their kills from stream sniping, or Grims is like, the meme is like, God, I can't believe I'm in a game with 98 stream snipers out of 99. You know what I mean? Like, it's, you can't prove it unless their mic's on there. So it's like, then you're just calling out anybody. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
But they definitely do get some benefit sometimes. You're right on that, Timmac.
Sure. I mean, in some cases, people want to see a higher number of kill counts, so the stream snipers are improving the streams in some way.
There you go. Silver linings, boys. Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah. The other aspect I kind of wanted to bring up, because I was thinking about this yesterday. I can't believe that there's a fucking tournament for this game in like a month at Gamescom.
50K tournament, by the way.
Like what?
Not a month. It's like tomorrow.
Is it? I thought. When is Gamescom? Is Gamescom tomorrow? I thought Gamescom was September. Maybe I'm wrong.
Gamescom? I'm leaving for Gamescom on the 20th.
Oh, okay. So it is this month.
It's in a week. You're right. You're right.
It is this month. Yeah. I can't believe that there's a tournament for this. Like yesterday, Ann loaded into the game 4 or 5 times without textures. Like.
Really?
Really? I've never. All right.
It's probably specific to her setup, but it's still gonna happen. Like you can't promise me.
Had this.
Yeah.
They had tournaments like the game was just fucked.
Did they have streamer tournaments or did they have like tournaments?
This is still like a streamer tournament though.
Is
like let's not like
You're probably right. You're probably right.
Most of the people going to Gamescom that I know are in the tournament.
Yeah.
So it's just like the Invitational. Is it going to be bad press? Hell yeah. It's like it's going to be bad press, but like does it really matter?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure it'll be huge and a lot of people will watch, but it's just like, I wish people just wouldn't rush to throw an esports sticker on a game to try to.
I love the memes though, JP. The memes. 350K tournament, by the way. Every time anything happens in the game, my chat. 350K tournament, by the way.
Yep. How is that? Do you know the structure at all, by the way, Jericho? Is it like 3 rounds or how is it?
I don't, but if it's like H1s, which I thought was good, they had 2 or more than 1 round, and then the prize pool was split up between each game.
Okay.
Well, when they did the charity event, they did an average of all 3 games or something, was it?
Yeah, and they also had points, I think, for kills. I can't remember. Mm-hmm. So yeah,
there's points for kills. Top. I think it's gonna be a point. Well, it's probably gonna be just like in Arma 3, he had a leaderboard of some sort, and even H1Z1. But it was like I don't know if it was based on wins, but I think there's also kills involved too. Yeah, so there's going to be like probably a equation.
Someone in chat says it's 3 rounds with points for what place you get. So depending on where you place on each round, you'll get points for it, and then they add it all up.
They need to add. I'm gonna just say it right now if they don't. They need to add incentivization for combat, because if you get 5 kills and come in 30th, right, it's gonna be a snore fest. You gotta incentivize people to do things, because I do tournaments every Sunday for my viewers, and I'm like, every time I'm like, listen, you don't get shit for winning. If I see you slaying, I'm spectating you. Like, I want to see people get run over by cars. I don't want to see you in a bush. Like, I'll kick you if you're sitting still. So, like, you got to incentivize combat in a way, or otherwise it's boring.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Makes sense. I'll probably tune in for a little bit just to see if it's failing. Did you guys watch that on the topic of failing events? You guys watch that For Honor thing on Tuesday?
No,
or Monday or whatever it was. I didn't watch it. I read about it, and Strippin was telling me about it because he plays a lot of For Honor. Apparently, one of the classes was just like so overtuned and so OP that everyone played that class.
Oh,
And the developers were trying to like say that it's part of the gameplay or something like that, but it was in actuality it was just so overpowered, and there were certain things that other classes were broken, so they weren't using them or something like that. This was like a sponsored event in LA with a ton of streamers at it, and it was just like a shit show. Where
Wait, this is
sounds
the
like League of
second-
Legends.
This is
They
like
always
the
drop the new
second
champ
thing.
and it's fucking OP.
yeah. I'll try to find the actual reasons for it
Yeah.
because I did a piss poor job of it.
They had a streamer event last month where they brought out a bunch of streamers, and then they had them play against the #1 players in the world to like preview new content. So I know Fairlight got flown out, and he's like, "Are you fucking kidding me? I flew out here to play the new content, and I couldn't even play the new content because you put us against professionals. Like, why would you do that? Not a single streamer made it."
Yeah,
I was like,
Sam was out there. He was really Strippin was out there. He was really pissed.
dumbass.
I think Sacriel was there too.
Yeah, I know you got to pit the content creators.
Winner
against
was
each other.
using
You
an
can't do-
exploit.
yeah.
Oh, rip.
They used an exploit. No
But
way.
I think everyone was though, because it wasn't like not
What
allowed.
was it? Do you guys know what it what the?
I'm trying to find the story real quick so we
Chat.
can actually
Oh, okay.
talk about it.
Chat, hook it up.
Yeah, chat can also hook it up too.
That's great.
It
Good on
was-
Ubisoft.
Okay,
They're-
here it is. Ubisoft hosted For Honor tournament ends in embarrassment with the final matches consistently entire of players abusing exploits and incredibly unbalanced ability.
Oh, it was a charge stun.
Yeah.
Unblockable.
For instance, one tactic of a particular hero raider is so effective that there's essentially nothing one can do to counteract it, regardless of character. Many matches resulted in gameplays like this. Let's watch. There's even clips.
Yeah, I want to see this shit.
All right.
See. As someone who loves
Drama.
talking shit about For Honor. So let's see. I would assume both these guys are raiders. Which one is it the drag? Oh, they're just shield breaking over and over?
This looks like Earth. Oh my, that.
Maybe that's what it is?
That's
don't-
always
Yeah.
been there.
Yeah.
I've mained Raider for like however long I played this.
Yeah,
I
me
think it's
too,
that
yeah.
shield break they're doing, how they're just constantly... Or no, maybe that's part of the game. I don't know. See, we're watching this and it's like fucking trying to get it. It's the Zoolander thing of trying to get into the computer. Because all
Yeah,
this
it's
looks...
that charge that they keep doing, right?
Maybe.
Charge stun thing. Okay.
Okay. On top of the raider being overpowered, certain well-voiced bugs in the game became apparent, which led to the loss of a match. As a player repelled from a grapple attempt and falls down, a bug which occurs on inclined terrain. That sucks. And finally, the winner of the tournament admitted to using an exploit called Unlock Tech, which is a technique that changes certain properties of the abilities and moves in the game. It performs at faster particular times. For instance, it can make certain attacks bypass one's block or makes attacks faster, etc. The creative director's response to this when he received their reward. Oh, then it's a clip, but I'm not going to play the audio.
Okay.
So
So,
that
question.
sucks.
Devil's advocate here. I mean, obviously, this is like one move, so it's not great and all. But there's an entire esport built on exploits, and that's Super Smash Bros. Like
Sure.
every single thing in that game that you're doing is an exploit.
Sure.
It's obviously I'm not talking about this specifically, but is the game dev in the wrong there for being like, well, I mean, it's in the game, so you guys can use it. It just sucks because it's like anti-competitive or not as fun, I guess. Clever use of game mechanic, I guess.
Maybe.
Okay.
I mean, I think in the case of Smash Bros, it's been in the game for so long, right? Like that's just kind of, it's maybe an
Yeah.
unfair correlation to draw, or
Yeah.
parallel to draw between the two games for sure. I think the other thing is
Guess
people
so.
just like shitting on For Honor. It's
They
probably the
abandoned
case.
their game.
Yeah, like that game's garnered a lot of hate just because it's For Honor in recent history. And they've tried patching it so many times after the community's just been so down about it. And I don't think they've had like a successful positive patch from where I'm looking at it. But
It's hard to dig yourself out of a hole once people leave.
yeah,
It's-
Yeah.
yeah.
That's the worst.
Well, didn't
You want to
Rainbow
make it
Six
work in the
do that?
beginning.
Rainbow Six did that, right? Didn't they have
Yeah.
like a free
Oh,
weekend
yeah.
and it like doubled their player base?
Yeah. Rainbow Six
Really?
has
They-
always kind of done
Yeah.
well, though, I think. They've always been on the up and up from what I've seen.
It's very.
So,
It's still a unique shooter. It's
Yeah.
still a very unique shooter. So I mean, I see why it can stay.
totally.
gotta get
I,
back
I
in
was
there.
looking forward to it for a long time. I played a lot of like the original Rainbow Six. So when that came back, I was really hyped for it. I just never, I'm not a shooter for streaming, so I never really got to enjoy it as much.
Yeah.
But it's Rainbow Six, like you get the breaching and the classes and all that stuff, like just tearing through walls. Like you don't get that anywhere.
Oh, it's
I don't
super
get
unique. It sucks that it's really not the best streaming game because there is a lot of just like sitting and waiting for things to happen rather than things constantly happening. And kind of like, I mean, PUBG's a little bit the same, but not in that case.
You have to embrace the suspense, though. You have to like, you gotta,
yeah,
give it like throw a little background track or something. Like that's what you do with RP. You get like a cinematic. So even if you're walking down the road, you get this like background track. It kind of pulls you in, pulls your emotion out. You know, you just gotta like harness that energy and make it as a broadcaster, try to portray that.
I think that's a lot of people definitely try to do that, but it works sometimes. It doesn't work other times. Jericho, anything else you've been streaming? You said Rocket League. How's Rocket League these days? Is it
Rocket League
still
is
trucking
good.
along?
Yeah, it's doing well. They have I mean, I'm not gonna pretend to know a ton about their competitive, but Rocket League is like consistently one of those games that I hear my non-serious gaming friends always playing and talking about. So I have a ton of fun with this game. It's, in my opinion, it's just one of those great, like, grab a beer and play with people, because even if you're disgustingly bad, like, you can still have fun and hit the ball, right? You're not doing that, but
you're always on the edge, man. In that game, I feel like you're always, you're really into it. Like every little motion and movement, you have to be there and concentrate the whole time.
It gives me that Mario Kart, like where you're like, oh god, when you have to do the body leans and shit, and I'm just like, fuck. You catch yourself doing it. Yeah, no, Rocket League's dope. Definitely still one of my favorites to play.
You playing? Is this ranked right here? You only play ranked?
Yeah. Only play ranked. Only play solo. The teammates, because obviously I'm not great. I'm a silver 3, but I have so much fun either getting mad at myself or my teammates, or just people. I almost balled on that dude there, but yeah, no, it's fun. It's fun.
Does watching you play right now make you want to play more? Is it that type of game?
Yes, it actually
makes
does.
me
Like,
want to play too.
That's the effect that
watching it,
PUBG
like,
has
fuck.
on me. It's bad. I rage way too hard in that game. I haven't touched Rocket League in like, when did it come out? 2 years ago, I think. Whenever it was like,
been that long already? Wow.
Yeah. They've done so much to support this game, though, not only on like content coming out, but the fact that they have like crossplay with so many other platforms out there.
PS4.
Yeah, it makes to keep the community always alive in that sense, more than any other game I know.
I only play with I play on PC, but I pretty much only play with my friends on PS4, and it's that's really nice and satisfying, because I'm not they don't have
either.
Yeah, you don't get that. Well, I don't do any games have crossplay. I don't even.
Not as fluid as this, for sure.
No.
There's like one or two others. Definitely none that have the amount of crossplay that this game does. This game also has branded deals out the ass, like the Rick and Morty stuff that you're seeing right here.
Monster Cat.
Didn't they do something with Transformers too, or some shit like that? Maybe.
I don't know.
They're all over the place with that.
They do a great job. Yeah, it's one of those. It's one of those games that I'm pleasantly surprised with how much good integrations they've done, and they also have like community flags of streamers in there. So that's really nice. Actually, I should request a flag now.
Yeah, I've had a flag since day one, man. You
Final
should have
Fantasy.
a flag. You actually still play the game. I don't.
I do. Where's my flag? You're right. You do have a flag.
I had a
It's
flag on the
face.
fucking day one of my stupid face. Yeah. I can't believe they left that in there. There are a bunch of other. Okay, so you got like Final Fantasy 14, obviously PS4 and PC. There's Street Fighter. There's Minecraft, I guess, if you want to count that. Paragon, Gigantic, all that type of stuff. Albeit Online. Don't play Albeit Online. I do want to catch up with Zeke. You played a lot though, so we only got 10 minutes till break. I could spend 10 minutes talking about how I think I'm good with Path of Exile.
We can do the Final
now.
Fantasy thing now. It'll only take 10 minutes.
Okay, do your Final Fantasy thing, and then we'll do the little bit of Path of Exile. We'll take a break.
The reason why we're not going to go into super long details, because I've been playing it offline. I just now got into the finished all of the content in between ARR and Stormblood. I'm now on the first, or did the first quest of Stormblood. Now I'm on the second one, and then there's like 115 quests or something like that.
Oh God.
Yeah. But it keeps me coming back. Now here's the thing that I fell into, which was you warned me. A couple people warned me. Stay away from Triple Triad.
Yeah.
Stay away from it.
It's really bad.
Don't try and get card drops.
Only
Don't.
Only do it if you need to do your weeklies for the extra MGP.
If you want to hate yourself for wasting 3 hours trying to get one card to drop and it won't drop, and then you go to the card website and they're saying it dropped for me in 2 hands. I don't know what your guys' problem is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will find you.
Yeah. How much money have you spent on Triple Triad?
Money? What?
MGP, sorry.
Oh, I don't know. I usually win.
Okay.
No, it's just not. I make sure that when I go into a card drop, find a card drop person, that I can win consistently. So I gain money doing it, or I gain MGP doing it, but very little. It's not. It's like I make 100 per hour.
It's not worth doing Triple Triad until you have 60 cards. And then you can
That's what I'm trying to do, though. Where do I go to get my 60 cards and
just
like that?
You'll do like the trials and stuff, because the bosses will drop cards. So once you start doing those daily, to get stuff from them once they're max level, they'll start dropping cards.
I do those daily.
Like yeah.
But I just got into. I was trying to get the Bahamut card from and if you ever tried, you know what I'm talking about. That guy's a fucking. It's just a nightmare to try to get that card. I swear to God, I spent 5 hours one night just trying to get that one card drop, and it's so stupid. But it's very MMO though.
It is
very much so. Very much a part of it. It's like, give me. If you told somebody hey, you're gonna have to do the same repetitive thing for 7 hours, and you're gonna get one thing that really doesn't matter all that much, but you have it. You'd be like, fuck off. That's so stupid. That's not a game.
That's what Jericho would say, but people like you and Isaac would be like, all right, I'm in. Let's go. Let's fucking do it.
Yeah. It's not a game.
How envious are other people going to be of me
that
I have this? But so I just was playing that because I get distracted. I'm just like, I get burnt out on the MSQ because I'm trying to burn through it. Because I watch all the cutscenes. I don't skip anything. I watch all the cutscenes. I read all the dialogue. For the most part, I skim a lot of it.
That happened to Aaron too.
When it's not spoken. But I got through it, and I'm now into the Stormblood shit. I'm level 66.
Yeah.
Or 67, somewhere around there. Just starting the new 100 chain quest, 100 plus chain quest of Stormblood.
Stormblood goes pretty quick though.
Does it? Because, dude, sometimes it's a slog. Even if it's really cool, it's still you look on make the mistake of looking on the list of what's left.
Well, don't do that.
Oh God.
If you play the game of numbers and looked at and count how many you have left, that's not fun at all. No one would seek fun out of that unless you're 5 away and you're like, oh God, I'm 5 away. I'm super close, because you're never going to be close until you're almost done, obviously.
Well, I go through phases Element said I've never seen Zeke so dedicated to a game. Well, it's because it's offline. I was dedicated to Destiny for a long time. Offline though, all offline. I was dedicated to there was another game that I played the shit out of offline, and I can't remember what it was. But this is my new offline game that I just play. Yeah, well, I just play in my bed. And because I play a controller and it's got awesome controller support, which is something every MMO should learn from.
Yeah.
Because I'm just and I'm keeping up DPS wise. I look at I don't really know how to count the DPS, but I look by my icon and it says your threat level is number 2, which means you're doing a lot of damage.
You're doing better than the other DPS. Yeah, there's a way to look at that for sure. Yeah, I'm still playing. Most of it's off stream. Still doing the raid stuff, but I'm not logging in as much as I was around the release of the game. But I probably put 100+ hours into it easy since Stormblood launched. So I got my fill of it. And I'm still doing the raid, like I said, 4 or 5 hours a week, which is not too much. But yeah.
But that fucking Triple Triad, dude. Once I fell on, it's just so dumb because you get so pissed off because you're not getting that one thing.
Yeah.
What happens?
It's how hard is it to drop me this thing?
Go back?
It should have a drop limit. Be if you don't get it after 100 fucking matches, we're just gonna give it to you.
Yeah. Yeah, they should do I wish they did stuff like that where you get better RNG if it's the prime thing you'd get out of it, like best in slot or whatever from that guy.
Right.
Eventually your RNG should get better, and eventually they should give it to you.
I agree.
RNG should scale, man. I think so, at least.
Yeah.
Zeke, I'm
No,
watching.
people have been like asked me, like, oh my god, you took the potion to skip? And I no.
Oh yeah,
I
you
did
leveled pretty
every
quick.
Single quest. Well, this is what I did for 6 hours a night when I was offline, or when I'd go get offline, eat dinner, go into my bedroom and play 6 hours. That was it.
Yeah.
That was my days for a while.
If anything, instead of the card stuff, you should just do chocobo racing. You'll make more stuff doing that.
Don't tempt me, Frodo. Don't tempt me, Frodo.
You'll make more MGP off of that, and it's better in the long run. Because once you get to, I'm not gonna. I'll explain it offline.
Okay.
I was gonna drop a bunch of jargon, but it's fine. Let's take a break. We'll come back. I'll talk Path of Exile. Zeke's got a bunch of indie games, a little bit of news, upcoming games, stuff like that. Probably won't go the full hour and a half, but I always say that we go the full hour and a half. So we'll just see what happens. We'll be right back. More Drop Frames coming up right after this. We might get Jericho to be interested again. We'll see. We'll find out. We'll be right
Final
back.
Fantasy.